Big shout out to Surfshark, who are the sponsors of today's video. The wait is almost over. Pokémon Sword and Shield are 2.5 weeks away, and in the blink of an eye, we'll all be traveling through the Galar region on a brand new Pokémon adventure. If you haven't been able to tell over the past several months, I am extremely excited for these games, and there are so many different things to be excited about. That's why today, as we count down these last few moments till the game's release, I wanted to share with you guys the 10 things I am most excited for in Pokémon Sword and Shield. But you know what also makes me excited? When I'm able to access videos, Netflix shows, and other content that are normally blocked out of my location. And that's where today's sponsor, Surfshark, comes into play. Surfshark is a VPN provider, and if you don't know what a VPN is, it's essentially a service that more or less masks your IP address and encrypts all your data while using the internet, which not only protects your data and sensitive information from being spied upon and stolen, but it also allows you to access content that normally wouldn't be viewable in your area. For example, Netflix has shows that are exclusive to certain regions of the world, but with Surfshark, you can watch them all from the comfort of your own home. It can also come in handy big time if you're on public Wi-Fi, as this is an avenue that many cybercriminals will use to access your information. But again, with Surfshark, you are completely protected. Surfshark is also the only VPN that lets you use one account on an unlimited number of devices, and it's also insanely affordable. In fact, if you use my link in the description and input the promo code HOOPS at checkout, you'll be able to save 83% and get one extra month for free. And as if that wasn't enough, Surfshark also offers a 30-day money-back guarantee, so even if you don't like it after signing up, you can just cancel and get your money back. So again, use the link in the description below to sign up for yourself, and with that said, on to the video. First, we might as well start with the obvious because I am super excited for the Pokémon this generation. First, the European aesthetic of the Galar region gives these new Pokémon a cultural taste that is exactly my kind of style, much more than the last generation with the tropical Alola region. Secondly, basically all of the Pokémon we have seen so far have looked great, so the quality of the designs themselves are already looking really good. And third, we haven't even seen that many, meaning there are going to be so many for us to discover for ourselves in the game, which is always one of the most magical parts of the experience, so to say I'm excited would probably be an understatement actually. Speaking of culture, as I said, the culture of the Galar region is exactly my style, and I am really looking forward to experiencing that culture within the new cities and towns of the game. Almost as much as the new Pokémon, I love getting to see brand new towns within a region because they're kind of like the lifeblood of the region itself. It's where everything takes place, and they are where all the culture of the region is really seen and felt, and a good sense of culture can really make the difference in a Pokémon game. And since, as I said, I really love the UK-inspired culture already, I cannot wait to explore all the cities and towns of Galar. Turning the corner though, I'm also really excited for the potential of the rivals in these games, starting with Marnie and her dynamic with Team Yell. The situation here is a bit unique because, as you probably know, Marnie isn't actually a part of Team Yell, at least as far as we know, and is instead more of their idol. Team Yell are obsessed with her for some reason, and that's their motivation for all their evil schemes, which once again is a relationship we haven't ever really seen before. Marnie is also out to become champion to, quote, accomplish a certain goal, which suggests she has something important and unique going on, which Team Yell likely has an interest in as well, which makes this whole situation all the more interesting. Who is Marnie? What's her backstory? Why is Team Yell connected to her? What do they want out of all of this? We obviously don't know for sure what's going to happen, but it looks extremely interesting to say the least, and I'm really looking forward to learning more. Of course though, Marnie is not the only rival we are going to see in Sword and Shield, because Bede is another one who looks just as promising. And just like Marnie, Bede also has a connection with another major character, Chairman Rose, and this dynamic and what becomes of it is another thing I am really excited for. Bede has definitely already proven to be an antagonist of some sort, and with many people suspecting that Chairman Rose could also be the main villain of the games, this is a highly intriguing relationship to say the least. exist. The reason they are connected is because Chairman Rose is the one who gave Bede his endorsement to enter the Galar League Challenge, and his jacket also bears the logo of Chairman Rose's company. Once again, this is yet another relationship type we have never really seen before, and if it is true that they are in cahoots as a pair of villains, then that makes things unbelievably interesting. Even if it doesn't quite pan out this way though, it's still a dynamic that is clearly going to play an important role in the games, and I am highly anticipating to see how it turns out. Going back to the more regional side of things, I cannot even begin to imagine what it's going to be like to explore the wild area in this game. Basically, ever since Pokemon has existed and open world games became a thing, fans have wanted an open world Pokemon game, and we're finally getting a taste of that experience in Sword and Shield with the wild area. According to a representative from the Pokemon Company, the wild area is reportedly about the size of 2 of the provinces from The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Now, granted, all of the provinces in Breath of the Wild are different sizes, so it's not like an exact estimation or anything, but even the smallest provinces in Breath of the Wild are still pretty big, so this statement is very exciting as it tells us that this area is going to be pretty sizable after all, and that doesn't even consider the size of the rest of the region either. With the freedom of exploration, the beauty of the landscape, and the boundless discoveries that it offers, it's going to be an experience unlike anything we've ever experienced in a Pokemon game, and one we've waited for a very, very long time. Lucky for us, however, the wait is finally almost over. One factor of these games that hasn't got much discussion that is personally extremely exciting is the music. As a huge lover of music and video game music in particular, I have been anticipating the music in this game almost more than any other I can remember. This is due to the fact that A, this is a Pokemon game, B, it's an HD game and therefore the music is set to be orchestrated, and C, since this game is based in UK culture, bagpipes have been confirmed to be a part of the soundtrack, and bagpipes are one of my favorite instruments to listen to. I also love Celtic music in general, so I am absolutely elated to see how this genre translates into a Pokemon soundtrack. Even the not so rustic sounding tracks though, like the Gym Leader battle theme, have already shown to be amazing as well, so I have no doubt that this game's music is going to be incredible. In these games, more so than any other, I can absolutely say I am super excited for the Pokemon League. The reason I have this level of excitement is because of the focus that's being put on it. Not only is it a spectacle this time around, the likes of which we have never seen before at this scale, but it's also been implied, although not yet outright confirmed by official sources, that there will not be an Elite Four in this game, and will instead be replaced by a tournament-style challenge similar to what we see in the anime. Now, if this does prove to be the case, it's a bit interesting because while it is kind of disappointing to not have an Elite Four, the idea of a more traditional tournament, likely populated by people you have been competing with all throughout the game, such as your rivals being the replacement for this, is extremely interesting and arguably will make that part of the game that much more suspenseful and exciting. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how this pans out if it is indeed the case. If we do get a traditional Elite Four, however, I will still certainly be looking forward to them as well. Just like with new Pokemon, another thing I always look forward to with new Pokemon games are the new human characters. The actual people of the Pokemon world tend to get lost in the shuffle compared to the Pokemon themselves, almost as if they're second-class characters. However, I enjoy interacting with and discovering them basically as much as the Pokemon themselves, because they can be immensely interesting in their own way. Whether it be a new gym leader, a character that progresses the plot forward, or simply just the latest and greatest new Poke Waifu, the human characters in Pokemon always have a charm about them if nothing else, and in some cases have a very deep and engaging story connected to them that makes them a joy to interact with, and I'm certainly excited to see what Sword and Shield will have to offer in this respect. Earlier in the video, I brought up how excited I am for the dynamics of Bede and Marnie and how their role in the story will ultimately pan out. But the story as a whole is also something I'm really looking forward to. As of right now, we can only speculate, but there seems to be a theme of corruption going on behind the scenes with the Galar League as a major plot device, and if this holds true, I am extremely hyped to see how it will unfold. However, one thing I am also really interested to see is how the Legendaries Zacian and and Zamazenta will fit into all of this. Usually the Legendaries are pretty front and center, and it's pretty easy to tell how they will fit into everything. But with Zacian and Zamazenta, the only thing we truly know are their names and appearances. We don't know their types, and we haven't even seen them within the actual games themselves yet. And with the story of these games taking a somewhat different turn to be focused more on the Pokemon League, how Zacian and Zamazenta will fit into all of that isn't really clear at the moment, and that bit of uncertainty has me really intrigued as to what is ultimately going to happen here. Finally, one thing that's a bit of a toss-up as to whether or not it will happen, or if it does, how much it will happen, but will still probably be in the games in some way, is the idea of returning characters. Most Pokemon games will have characters from older games, whether it's Cynthia in Black and White, Red in Gold and Silver, or Annabelle in Sun and Moon, make an appearance in newer games, and it's always a fun treat to see. It kind of makes the whole Pokemon world and all its regions just that much more of a cohesive unit, and I'm really excited to see how they go about this in Sword and Shield. Like I said, even though it's really impossible to know whether or not this will happen in the games at all, it is most likely going to happen because it happens most of the time. One character that is nearly guaranteed to appear is Looker, just because he appears everywhere, but aside from that, it's really tough to say who we will see specifically. And because they have 7 generations worth of characters to pull from, it could really be anyone. I would really love to see some of the more iconic and important characters make a cameo, such as former rivals, or maybe we could even have the reappearance of another player character, something that has only ever been done with Red. Overall, Game Freak has plenty of options as far as who they would like to appear, and I'm really excited to see who makes the cut. One thing, however, I can't necessarily say I'm excited for, but rather hopeful for, is that, similar to Looker, a returning character in Sword and Shield, whoever it is, has somewhat of a bigger role to play instead of essentially just saying hi and then leaving. If that happened, I would be ecstatic, but all in all, I'm just looking forward to seeing some familiar faces in these brand new games. Those are just some of the things that I'm excited for though, so what can you guys not wait to experience in the games? Let me know in the comments below, and leave a like if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you're new as well for more Pokemon Sword and Shield content all the time, and once again, be sure to check out Surfshark with the link in the description to get 83% off plus 1 extra month for free. With that said though, I will be back on Thursday with another video, so until then, as always, I love you all, and I will smell you guys later.